Well, look at this. Finally got the front bumper and the lids on and everything is together. So most of you haven't, on YouTube at least, haven't really seen the car together with all the panels on. But yeah, everything fits underneath the bumper and hood. So minus the fact that there's 2 exhausts out the hood, you would just think this is a cold air intake. So I just spent the whole morning bolting the stupid freaking bumper on. It kind of upset me. Got that bolted on, got the headlight lids nice and secured on, so they ain't going nowhere. The only thing that I haven't been able to get is the bottom cowl right here. I do want to buy a new one because I broke the last one, and then the one that I had was cracked, but when we were removing it for paint, all of these broke. And I just figured it's one of those things, it's going to last the lifetime of the car if I buy new. Like years ago, I actually bought a brand new gauge surround. I mean, I've had that for 8 years now and it still looks brand new. So, and then also I finally put in the other door bar because I've had it out since the whole rebuild, but since this is a swing out, you can actually unbolt it. And then as you see here, I got my window net back in. So as far as now, the car is ready to go down the track. I just need to grab some fuel cans, and we're actually taking Brian's big ass trailer to the track. So you got a 16-foot long car and we're about to bring a 50-foot trailer. So I'm not gonna complain. The beautiful part about Brian's rig is we have all the tools we need. We have an air compressor, we have the jack. So if we need anything or if I gotta do anything, we are well equipped. So I'm extremely thankful and fortunate to have Brian as my friend. And also it's gonna be beneficial for both of us to start getting to the track with my car, because if I haven't mentioned this before, or if you didn't know, I'm doing Drag Week 2020 and Brian is my co-pilot. So for 1,000 street miles and 5 days back-to-back of racing, we got to race this car, me and him. Well, I mean, I'm driving it, but he's crewing with me and he'll be with me through the whole adventure. So definitely got to start putting the time for the track. One cool thing too yesterday is the tuner mentioned to me that in the end of the month in Bradenton, there is an event going on. I don't remember, Battle of the Bays or something. They call it the Proco Evo. It's a yellow Evo 8 or Evo 9. I think it's 8, but it runs high 7s, like 770s in the quarter mile. So they're bringing that car to race. He told me in 2 weeks, they're actually gonna do a private test day at OSW. So my car is gonna be there racing private test, and then Brian's car should be back together. So we get everything from the powder coaters Wednesday to throw his Camaro back together, and things are looking forward to racing this year. So anyway, I am currently waiting on Brian to come. He shouldn't be too long. And then we're going to start loading this girl up and we're gonna head to the track. So just to give a game plan, I don't know how tonight's gonna go. I don't know what kind of a tune-up we're gonna load in it. I don't know how hard I'm gonna try to launch. There's a lot of variables. It's my first time racing in 1.5 years with this car. So I wanna take it slow, take it easy. I'd rather make a couple passes as shakedown rather than trying to wad it up into the wall and lose my whole car over being arrogant. So we'll see how tonight goes. I am also kind of sad. I didn't realize the radials were so far worn and I wasn't expecting to go to the track this soon. So hope the tires aren't too bald to do what we're trying to do, but we'll see. Anyway, next time I see you guys, we'll be loading it into Brian's trailer on the way to the track. All right, so now we're at the track. Let's go racing. All right, so we're not going racing. Man, this freaking sucks. I finally get the car done. We finally get to the track. We got the smart car, but the car's right there. Like the car's ready to go, and it's freaking raining. I don't know what to do. I'm so sad. Please send thoughts and prayers, because it definitely does not look like we're racing today. All this prep, all this excitement for what? For me to get my shoes wet? I cannot begin to tell you how guys bummed I am. Because either, like, we keep seeing the bands, like it stops, and then it starts, and then it stops, and then it stops, and it starts. And then now it's like, very disappointing. Well, A lot of cool fast cars are out tonight, but can't race on a wet track. Coming off of a super depressing night last night, you know, the Turtle's back home in the garage, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get racing, so my sad helmet and my safety gear bag over here. But so before I mentioned, I have right now my CO2 regulator. It's a non-adjustable 80 psi regulator, and that's cool and all for the boost control, but the problem is 80 psi is not enough to actuate my air shifter. So I ended up having to order an adjustable regulator. That way I can turn the pressure up probably to 150 psi. That way this has got a lot more pressure to shoot the shifter and all as well. So since I'm literally not doing anything else today, I think Brian's actually working on his car. I'm going to call him. I'm going to say, hey, be on standby in case I need help. And I'm gonna try driving it to his house. The car's tuned, the car's legal. Well, it's got insurance and registration, whatever you want to call it. But let's see about driving this thing on the street today. Let's go. Brian's house is about 20 minutes away. So it'd be a good test to see how everything goes. On the dyno, it regulated temperature rather well. It would settle at about 170. He would be doing pulls. It'd rise to maybe 185 and then settle back to the mid 170s. So since I have nothing to do all day today, I want to try driving it on the street. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll regulate temperature, or maybe it'll last 5 minutes and we got to fill it back with water. So I guess there's only one way to find out. I can't be scared of driving this car considering it's going to pull a trailer for 1,000 miles. I got to start ironing her out now. So with that being said, I'm going to try to find a way to put a GoPro somewhere on this thing and let's go for a drive. Be sick. Alrighty, so as you can see here, I finally got my new CO2 regulator on and I bumped the pressure up to about 100 pounds. So now with that being said, let's go into the Fuel Tech Manager. Let's find the outputs, which is right here, outputs. So now this shows all the screen of what I can do for inputs and outputs, or I'm sorry, outputs, I can test them. So let's put the shifter in first gear. So first gear of the shifter, and then I have it set up as a shift light. So you basically will take your mouse, where the heck's my mouse? There's my mouse. You go in the lightning bolt, you click it, and then let's check it. All right, so what happened before with the old regulator is it would actually push the shifter and it would get stuck like right here in the middle, like it didn't have enough pressure to actually actuate first to second. So as you can see here, it's fully seated in the gate, and that is perfect. So success on the CO2 bottle change. One thing I have to check, because I'm having really weird issues with the trans temp. Like yesterday on the dyno, I'm sorry, Thursday on the dyno, the damn sensor was reading like 79 degrees. And driving to Brian's house, I don't honestly remember, but right now it's at 89. So I'm really curious on what the problem is. So if I click transmission temperature just to make sure, it is a Fiat sensor, so it's it's calibrated right. So I'm honestly not quite sure the issue with that. Anywho, so that's basically what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just going through things in the car, and I just asked Brian if we can start testing the trans brake, and he got all excited and he said yes, as long as you don't point towards my race car. So we definitely don't want to hit the Camaro. Alright, so the video you just saw of me using the trans brake, I did the math. It took 1.7 seconds to go from the time I fully floored it at 100% throttle to the time it made peak boost. And peak boost on the two-step was 5.4 pounds of boost. So I forgot to turn the CO2 on. So the two-step was on, and then you see all these little spiky guys right here. I was trying to use the bump, but we're gonna have to do some adjustments to the settings in the bump. That way it actually pulses the trans, so that's fine. That's normal stuff because I've never done it on my car before. So settings are gonna have to be changed. So the one thing I realized is I'm at Brian's house, at Brian's shop, and I forgot the car is like 99% complete. So the only thing I'm missing now is just this little guy right here, the wiper cowl, but I would assume that is 3 pounds. So let's just say 3 pounds. But everything's on it. The hardtop's on it, the passenger seat, the dash, everything. And my random crap that I've thrown in there. So I kind of want to scale it now, just to be curious what it's going to weigh now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's put this completed turtle on the scales. Alright, well, we got the total now, so with me in the car, it is now 2,779 pounds. But the one thing that I am super excited for, so I'll hold that button and click this button once. Never mind, I just zeroed it out. I was going to look up the front and rear bias, but I know it's about 53 in the front and 47 in the back. Well, I realized that I never picked up my camera after that last clip of checking the scales. Brian was doing his own thing, working on his car, and we were all just kind of hanging out. And I drove the car home with no issues. Besides, I realized my headlights are pointed like all crazy. So those have to be kind of adjusted because it was dark when I drove home. But no issues. I did determine that there could be a possibility of the temperature rising because there's a coolant line that's I'd say probably 2 inches, less than 2 inches away from the up pipe for the exhaust. So I'm ordering a DEI heat sleeve to put over that hose, and then if that doesn't work, I'll figure something out. But I'm thinking, so the hose that it's near is actually the hose that goes directly to the box where the coolant temp sensor is. So I'm thinking that is actually kind of heating up the coolant faster than the actual engine is, as far as different rates. because I notice if I putt around with very easy on the throttle, the temperature won't rise. But if I start rolling into it and creating a lot of heat with the turbo, then I realize the coolant temp rises. So I'm going to try that little temperature prevention. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but that is something I'm going to do in the future. I ordered it from Summit, so hopefully it'll be here in a couple of days. So the track rained out Friday. That was a bust. I was very upset about it. So tomorrow was fun day Sunday. I have my rain check for the tech card. So it looks like we're gonna try and go on the track again tomorrow and see how it goes. So hopefully tomorrow's gonna be a track video, and fingers crossed I won't run into any major issues. All I care about is the car can go under its own power the whole way down the track. That's all I care about. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow.